Good evening, everyone. Josh from Operational Speed Supply, Audrey, and then we got Brian, and then special guest, the Plumb family. We got Ella, Evan, and Becky Plumb. They're going to join us tonight for the SITREP. Tonight is it's a special edition. We're taking a different kind of change of pace. With tonight, it's Memorial Day. We wanted to make sure that we capture what Memorial Day means to us and give back and pay our respects to those that have fallen in the service of their country. Quick understanding: Operational Speed Supply's name comes from giving homage to the original Office of Strategic Services, which was a clandestine unit during World War II that was charged with going behind enemy lines against the Axis powers in order to help rid the world of that terror. We're giving homage to them with namesake, kind of how we derived our logo and things like that. And we want to continue to give back and give respect. And so today we have the Plumb family on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. Audrey's going to take over the reins on this one tonight, and we'll introduce the Plumb family.
Well, I think Josh pretty much just covered it all. So really, we wanted to introduce the Plumb family because they are a Gold Star family. And in one of our conversations that we had prior to holding this SITREP, that really struck me as odd is that really not even many people, I mean, this includes service members, are not aware of what it means to be a Gold Star family. So if you guys wouldn't mind sharing your names, how long you've been in motorsports, and what it means to be a Gold Star family.
Start it out.
You want to start?
You've been doing it longer.
All right. Well, my name's Evan. I've been into motorsports. I've been into cars probably like 3-4 years now, and then actually racing has been a couple years. I've been on a couple pit crews helping people out in the dirt track, and then I started getting into it myself. Then Josh brought him on the autocross, and I've been getting into that. I drag race here and there too. So.
I'm Ella. I only started getting into cars and then racing like maybe 2 years, if that. I mainly just do drag. I have a dirt car. I haven't fixed it yet, so I haven't been able to race it.
I'm Becky. I've always liked cars, but kids, Army life didn't really allow much of that. And when my husband passed away, it kind of gave the kids and I an opportunity to bond over cars, learn together, race together. They both enjoy my ZL1 out on the drag strip and the autocross. Trying to help them get their dirt cars going too. So I'm kind of the cheerleader, I guess, for the most part. I enjoy my cars. I just don't race them a whole lot.
I'll tell you, that ZL1's a pretty mean car. That thing's probably the only car I've heard that's louder than Brian's.
Yeah,
we wanted to make sure it was seen and heard.
I would like some louder like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was Ella's input in the build.
Loud.
Fast and loud.
Fast and loud.
So if nothing else, make it loud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. So, Brian and I both come from a background. I'm near retirement. Brian has retired. He had about 24 years in, and so both of us have a pretty good understanding and have experienced loss and different things like that through our career. And Memorial Day is a pretty special day for us, and for you guys, it's even more special. It takes on a completely different term for you. And if you guys could go ahead and share what it means for you and why Memorial Day is so different for you guys.
Well, Memorial Day is a little different. I mean, I'm in the service now. I've only been in for about 3 years, not as long as you, but I lost my father before I joined, so that's where I really took an understanding of what Memorial Day meant, because it's not like any other holiday. It's kind of day to remember, more or less. Not, it's different than, let's say, like his birthday and stuff, where we kind of just get together, drink a couple beers, and remember him. It's more of Saturday, I guess. But I've understood it more being military as well, because I've experienced loss through buddies and stuff.
I was supposed to join the service after I graduated high school. COVID happened, so I did not join. But I don't know, to me personally, like every holiday is just kind of sad, just because holidays are being like traditions have changed since he passed, and like Memorial Day for me is just kind of, I didn't know personally like anybody else besides my dad really that was in the service and passed away. So Memorial Day for me is literally just my dad.
It's hard when you're not military. Memorial Day definitely takes a different meaning to people, to the civilian world. After my husband joined, the Memorial Day changed for us, and then losses through him of people that I knew or knew of hit harder. And then obviously when we lost him, when we first got to Campbell, was one of the first years they did the boot display, and we went up there, and it was just heartbreaking to see all of those boots in front of division. And like I said, that was when we first got here, so he was still alive. And so it made a huge impact just to see them all. And then now it's harder. He's got a boot out there. So yeah, Memorial Day, we kind of just make sure we have a little bit of time together, the three of us, and just remember everybody we've lost, whether it's somebody we know of, people my husband lost, people Evan has lost, anybody else in our small little circle that has been affected by loss. So yeah, Memorial Day's different.
Yeah. So, the week before Memorial Day, I participated in the Gold Star ceremony for fifth group. And it does. It takes a different meaning, especially when, after you start to personally know a lot of the people that are being recognized and honored at those ceremonies. Brian, how does Memorial Day look for you?
I was thinking about this earlier, and I was just thinking about what I did this weekend, the things around my house, worked on my car, hung out with some friends today, veterans. And I think back to when I was a young troop and what I did on Memorial Day. And it was typically running off to the beach and partying all weekend. And then, I reflect now how I look at it, and it's more so what really changed that, obviously, was the global war on terror and losing friends as a result of that. And so I really look at it differently than I did when I was a young, dumb soldier. I really didn't have any respect for what this day meant back then. Definitely not in the manner in which I do today. And really now being a veteran, I think it means, this day means even more to me, and always will. Especially as as my friends get older and I get older, and then eventually, sooner or later we're going to start losing these people, so it definitely means a lot more to me than it used to.
Yeah, most definitely. It takes on a whole new meaning for everybody, I think. So, it's good to pay those respects, and I think it's something that we all need to share with others and share with what the true meaning of this holiday is. And we call it a holiday, it's a federal holiday, what have you, but I mean, it's a day of remembrance, a day of thinking back and looking back and giving those respects to those that are no longer here with us. So I want to make sure that we do that. And I think there's a lot of people that, they give respects in different ways. They move forward with their life in different ways. And so I think, I think it's important that we pay attention to that. So, I guess moving along. So you guys have really gotten involved heavily into racing. What kind of started that?
Well, pretty much I started it, I guess. I had as soon as I got back from basic training, when I got back here and AIT and all that, I met somebody actually at the airport coming here, and he told me that he raced on the dirt track and everything back home, and I never really knew much of it. And then he invited me out one weekend to go help him out at the track and whatnot, and it looked pretty fun going out there. So through him, I helped him out for the rest of the season that season. Then me and him and another buddy of mine started building a car, and just from there, I've been into the dirt track, and my sister kind of followed and wanted to race out there with me, and then my mom just kind of went in her own direction, but we went with the drag strip more.
I tell you, it's the drag strip, building the car, having a car that goes a little bit faster than stock. Even my stock SS, it's an outlet. I know for my daughter and I, it's an outlet, therapy, if you will. And it's fun. And like I said, it's created this bond between the three of us that not many families can say they have. Yeah.
Now you guys have been out in full force to every single event that we've ran, with the exception of one last year, and that was the day Evan got married.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't miss the wedding for autocross. Sorry.
No, that's cool though. And so, so with racing being an outlet for you guys, I mean, what really about racing helps you guys to have that outlet?
I guess I can't think of the word. I guess the head rush it is.
Going exhilaration.
Yeah, that going down the drag strip or coming off the circle track and just feeling like you had a lot of fun out there and everything, and you just forget and don't really think of anything else other than running the car and really just driving it.
I don't know. For me, it's along with the excitement, the going fast. For me, it's especially now with COVID and I'm in college and everything always feels so out of my control. And it was the same way with sports for me in high school, where it's like the one time, the one place where I have the feeling of I have control of everything going on. And like everything's in my control. I feel like I can control it. I know how I'm going to feel. I know what's going to happen with the car.
For the most part.
Well, yeah.
For me, I know. For me, a lot of it, I've met some amazing people. I have the gearheads. I have a bunch of friends through them. Through your autocross event, I've made a bunch of friends through that. Owning the Camaros, I've made a bunch of friends that way. And it's a totally different part of my life. These people don't know my history, don't know who I was before. They know who I am now.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference. So people don't look at you like, oh, you poor thing. They look at you like, well, that's pretty cool. What'd you do to the car?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a way to kind of get out there and share something new with other people. You bring up the relationships that you meet along the way, and I think that's something that the car community is very close knit.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
whether you talk about just going to car meets and car clubs and everything like that, or just going to the pits at the track, or running different events, there's always a group of people you can find there that you can get into and talk to them about cars or anything. I mean, I have a few buddies that come around all the time that I've met through the car events and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely, it's interesting. Brian and I both share a very long career in the military. However, we have never even been remotely close to each other in any kind of unit. We met through car stuff. We met on a Facebook group talking about cars and things like that. So it was, it's interesting how everything kind of gets brought together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. I've got a couple of really good friends who they only know Evan through us talking, but they have literally adopted Ella. Literally, she is their daughter. And they only see her a couple times a year at big events. And yep, it's just, I know she can call them if she needs anything.
One of the drivers in our OG group drives a Camaro, 5th gen. And he just commented, he said, Mom and I would get along well. So far, I've counted 2 Camaros that she owns, a ZL1 and an SS.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
There's actually 3 of them.
yeah. Tim Gordon's Camaro is he whips that thing around the autocross. You guys will actually get to meet him in July. So he's coming down for Camaro Fest, and then he'll be out there when we're running the July 12th event or July 10th event
It's
at
the
Clarksville Autocross.
We'll be at Camaro Fest too. And then we'll be at Autocross.
That's awesome. That's
So the ZL1's going to take a beating that weekend, but
As long as it doesn't die on me again, good.
Ella, you want to share the story of what happened with that?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And you get called out here.
Yeah.
It was at Camaro Fest at the Corvette Museum track, and I was having problems with it kind of all day, but it wasn't like with the whole power shutting off. It was just kind of like when I'd go to hit the gas, like nothing would happen. And then like a couple seconds later, it would kick back in. And I didn't think it was a big deal until I was going around a curve going like 90. And then the entire car shut off. Like the key was still in the ignition and it was still in drive, but the power steering went out, the gas went out, the brake went out. And I tried like using the paddle shifters to upshift and downshift and nothing worked. And like hitting the brake felt like just slamming your foot on concrete. So I made the executive decision and I tried to pull up the e-brake and it did nothing. So then I just started slamming through, like putting in reverse and park, trying to slow the car down.
My car's an automatic.
Okay, so the power came back on and it drove off the track with no check engine light, went into the parking lot, it parked, everything was fine, and I turned it off. I had a mini panic attack and a breakdown. And then I tried to turn it back on and it wouldn't turn back on. And then when it did, the check engine light was on and then it wouldn't do anything else.
She just
Because it had no transmission left.
yeah, she just fucking destroyed it.
No
just
transmission.
sent it.
Yeah.
It was either that or
But-
the wall.
Sending it to park at 90 miles an hour.
At the end of the day, I'm not even mad at her because I don't know what I would have done in that situation.
We asked like
And I
100
asked-
people, being like, "What would you do?" Like,
and
what could I
nobody
have done?
could say
And
that
everyone
they
was
would
like,
have done
"Oh."
anything at all.
I probably would
So-
have just hit the wall. I mean, I've done it before.
For Ella to think on her feet to try and come up with a solution to her problem, I was pretty proud of her.
Yeah.
Well, if it was the transmission or the wall, it's going into park if I'm behind the wheel.
That's exactly it.
To
And
me,
that's what
you
she
did the right
tried.
thing.
The
Yeah,
power came
but,
back on. It didn't slow down. The power just came back on.
I mean, I've only wrecked into the wall once, but
But
Yeah.
yeah, I was super proud of her for actually thinking that quick on her feet. Whereas myself, I probably would have said, "All right, well, here we go."
I just braced for impact.
So, it's interesting you bring that up, though. You've got the ZL1 running again. You guys were at the last event that we ran with it, and then you were also out with the on-base autocross we did.
Yeah.
When you have major issues like that racing, it can take a toll on you. Like Brian and I have both shared similar issues where, fighting a problem with the car, nothing can nothing can fix whatever the deal is. And he just dealt with a clutch issue. I dealt with I've dealt with different issues, handling problems or brake issues that I've had too. What are you guys using for motivation? What keeps you guys going? What keeps you, that desire to continue racing and that be part of the strong?
the thrill of it. Just makes me want to keep going.
See, and I was gonna say, it's something the three of us share and enjoy. And so me, I guess I'm old.
well-
That makes me happy.
Well, after my dad passed away, I didn't even have a license. My mom hid in her own mind and didn't leave the couch, and my brother physically ran away. And that's one of the main reasons why I didn't go away for college and why I stayed here, because we were like, my brother didn't talk to me for almost a year straight because of everything going on. And when he finally started talking to me was when he went to basic and AIT, and then decided to skip on Hawaii to come back to Fort Campbell for my senior year. So instead of going like 10 hours away for college to wrestle in college, I decided to stay. And then working on cars helped us get our relationship back.
That's awesome.
Did you say wrestle?
Yeah.
I wrestled in high
We
school.
both used to wrestle.
Yeah, they both wrestled.
Okay. I think that's got to be the first woman I ever seen wrestling, and that's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Women's wrestling is sanctioned in like 30 something states now.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
oh,
grown
you're
big
not,
since
you're not wrestling men.
Yeah, she
You
yes.
wrestle men.
it started out that way.
Yeah, you can wrestle men, like wrestle men or women, but like the women like have their own like separate league that they can do.
Yeah. That's
Sorry.
awesome.
Squirrel. That's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, Brian's over there. It took him a minute to register, and he's like, wait.
Yeah, she's a pretty tough cookie.
That's awesome. Well, running around the racetrack and throwing it down in the ring on the mat. That's a lot of stuff right there.
Yeah.
So, I've got 4 brothers and sisters myself, and I know how brotherly love goes and sibling rivalries. So who's taking who out when the family feud starts?
I just leave.
My money's on Ella.
I just leave.
My money's on Ella.
Well,
Oh,
it's funny
yeah.
because Tim was saying, he said, "Hey, I call shotgun in a ZL1." Then he goes, well, then he says, "Maybe I don't want shotgun if we're money shifting into park." And then he says, "So after you beat."
It literally was one time.
Yeah, he said maybe after you beat someone in a race, you can fold them into a pretzel.
Yeah, it was only one time.
That's good stuff. That's hilarious.
That's what I've been chuckling about over here to myself.
So what are your guys' future plans? Where do you guys see the future going? Whether it's within the racing or anywhere.
Well, for racing, at least, I kind of it's just a group of friends right now, but we kind of call it Plumb Motorsports.
Mhm.
We have a few friends who are kind of our pit crew, help us out with everything. Trying to work on, they're working on getting out there themselves and racing, building dirt cars or running autocross or whatnot. I invite them out every time. Starting out with that, I want to.
They're poor privates right now.
Yeah, that. But I want to work on making Plumb Motorsports kind of a bigger thing and racing more than just local tracks and everything. Work on making it a big time deal where we go around, I guess, nation and whatnot and race around and people actually know what Plumb Motorsports is rather than just who people are like us individually.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
I just want to get into like major, like dirt track sounds fun, drag is fun, but going on the Corvette Museum track was more fun than anything else to me. So I obviously I'm in college. I don't have a huge bank account to pay for a really big car, but I don't know. I think like the major, like pretty much NASCAR, but not really. Like I would love to do that at some point.
Ramen and macaroni and cheese is cheap. That'll help save that car budget.
Well, I live at home, so she's like,
She still lives with me.
Yep.
That's cool. So, Ella, what's your degree? What are you trying to shoot for your degree?
Right now I'm going for veterinary technology, but I have a scholarship that I haven't chosen to have it kick in yet, the Fry scholarship, because right now I'm aiming for veterinary technician, but my mom and I talked about it, and if I wanted to go for like just be a full veterinarian, then I could use the Fry scholarship, and I'd never have to pay a cent or go into debt at all for college.
Yeah. Well, that'd be great. You know, a close friend of ours is a vet. Went to school at Texas A&M and got out. Went to the Army for a couple of years as a vet, and then got out of the Army and is now working full time at a animal hospital, and it's pretty fulfilling career from what it sounds like.
It's not bad. I did it for 25 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, well, I'll tell you this, Evan. Brian and I are going to be running up in Pennsylvania here July and August. So we'll throw the invite out. If you guys want to come up and hang out with us, get out a little bit outside of the Clarksville area for some of these events. UMI Motorsports Park is a great place to race. 5/8 oval that they build an autocross, basically a track cross on. And it's one of the better events. We have a great time up there.
See if I can get the Malibu up there for that.
Before or after it rains?
You found the drain plug. It's okay.
I got the drain plug, and I don't have the carpet in the trunk anymore, holding all the.
I say leave the drain plug in it and just send it. Let it do it. I think the people freaking out about it potentially having gas in the back spilling everywhere is what makes it really funny.
I get closer back up.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, I'll tell you, there's quite a few events too that aren't near as far. The Pennsylvania is about a 12-hour drive from here, so it's a good bit of a drive. But the Good Guys events, they moved to the Nashville Super Speedway, and it is they ran it on the road course this year for the autocross, rather than where normally a Good Guys event they keep it nice, it's tight and in a small little box. It's not that way this year. I was hitting third gear at this autocross course and crossing the lights at about 80, 90 miles an hour. So it, and on the Good Guys events, they generally have a 25-year rule. It's got to be 25 years older. But on Sundays, they open it up to any year. And so you definitely be able to bring the ZL1 down and show some folks up on the Sundays of those events. Then the other one too, we've ran with the autocross guys, which they've got, I think, 2 more events this year. They're planning at the Super Speedway, and they set up a great course. It's their fast 50, 60 second course, second gear for most of it. And you get more runs than your tires or yourself can even handle. People are parking because they're just like, I'm exhausted. I need to take a break.
Well, definitely extend the invite out. I mean, we'll try to make it out there. Definitely try and convince the wife to let me run out there with the Malibu.
Yeah, just let us know. That's one thing I had told Audrey. If you let us know ahead of time, either for us to run or just come support.
Oh, yeah.
The OSS guys that are running. As long as we can make it, we'll be there.
Well, I'll tell you what.
As long as we can make it. Michael likes being there. The baby loves being there and
Yes.
watching the cars.
You sit there and watch them all day. You just sit there and just.
That you guys truly do make it a family deal. We went out to the dirt track about 2 months ago, and you had everyone there, including the baby and all. So
Yep.
Just give him his little earmuffs, and he'll sit there and watch the cars turn
cars.
laps.
Yep.
yeah, that's awesome. So we've got a few comments that have popped up. Both Tim Gordon and Matt Burney, both of which are OSS drivers. Tim's in his 5th gen, and then Matt Burney's got a beautiful 3rd gen. Like the car makes mine look like it just got pulled out of a junkyard and slapped some stickers on it. His car is beautiful. But both them offered up, hey, anytime you're anywhere near where they're running, by all means, hop in. Tim's up in Pennsylvania, Matt's in Massachusetts, and we usually, end up in Pennsylvania all racing together. And then Val Pichette, she's an awesome lady. She's got an '89 Firebird GTA, and a beautiful car. It's known as Dragon Lady GTA on both Instagram and Facebook. But she mentioned that NSRA Louisville, which I think is the first week in August, opens up for all years, and that's up in Louisville, Kentucky. So pretty awesome show that they run like that. 88. My apologies, Val. It's an 88. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful car. LS swap 3rd gen red, and it puts a lot of cars to shame. The thing's a very well done car. But yeah, so what we can make sure we do is we've got our schedule kind of written out for the year. We'll pass that along to you guys because it would be awesome to see y'all up there, and it could be awesome to race with y'all too. So
For me, going, it all depends on my classes because during the fall and spring, I take classes in person, but I'm actually taking 2 classes over the summer. So,
But they're
like at
online.
Camaro Fest and at Tail of the Dragon, I have to bring my laptop everywhere I go to do assignments.
Yeah, she's running Tail of the Dragon with her laptop.
It just,
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I got the tuning laptop and then my school laptop.
I mean, it all depends for me. I'm getting out the Army soon, so after that it'll be easier to work with the schedule wise.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. Awesome. So, well, I really enjoyed having you guys on here. Coming from all of us at OSS, we just want to say thank you for supporting what we do. You've been one of our most ardent supporters of the autocross since we started this thing. And, every event that we've ran, every one of you have come up and like, hey, what can we do to help? I've had Evan running tech, Becky's running grid, Ella's out there filling in where she can, and every one of you are out there racing, and it's awesome. So thank you very much for supporting us the way you have. And, thank you for sharing your story with us. Memorial Day is a hard day for some, and a lot of people don't understand that. And I think you guys can, we can share that message and help other people understand what truly this day means, and continue paying forward that respect. I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the invite out to join you on the SITREP. Definitely different than what I was expecting, to be honest with you, but definitely thank you for that.
Well, what were you expecting?
I don't know. I was expecting it to be more like an interview rather than a conversation, to be honest with you.
No, so then we're doing a good job then. We started this 2 months ago, and I told Brian and Audrey, I'm like, I want this to be like a conversation. I want it to be a hangout, like if we were sitting at sitting having a couple beers together,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more or less what it's been like. Just rather than you sitting there asking me questions, just yes, no, yes, no.
No, that's good. That's good. So I'll tell you, one thing I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing out right now. In July, we're going to have a bunch of our OG drivers down. Brian's coming back out for that one. I want to make sure when we're doing Clarksville Autocross that we all get together and we get a picture of everyone's cars lined up together.
Wait, does the Malibu get included in that one?
Yes, the Malibu. I'll tell you what, the Malibu.
I love your
Front and
Malibu.
center. I want the Malibu front and center, but I want to make sure that you can see the fact that that you got rear-ended in that car and the back end's all smashed up.
You just
I'll make
just
sure.
back
I'll make
it.
sure so back end first.
Oh yeah, back end first. That's perfect. So, ironically, everyone that's coming down with the OG drivers, everyone's driving Camaros. So the Malibu being in the middle, it's a nice divide. We could put the old on one side, the new on the other, and the Malibu's the dividing factor. It's like
It still got a bow tie.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
It does.
it's a Chevy.
It does. It definitely does.
Yep.
I think we need to modify your exhaust though. We need to put some side exit exhaust on that thing.
I'll work my way there. I gotta get it built for roll cage still. I got it mostly stripped out now.
That's good. That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, again, Brian, leave it with you on the last end, man. What you got anything, brother?
No, appreciate you guys being on. I was really looking forward to this episode, and considering everything that it means with today, and as far as your support with OSS and our racing events, thank you for that. And Tim said, if you're ever in the area, the seat's always open to ride with him. Goes for me as well. Anytime I'm there, you know what the car looks like. Get in.
Yes, I do.
I promise I won't ask anybody for an interview. We'll just go for a ride.
Good. That's good stuff. Well,
Yeah, we're planning on coming to the July event. I'm looking forward to meeting more of your drivers.
That's awesome. Tim Gordon's an awesome dude. He's a Pennsylvania state trooper and by day and avid race car driver by night/weekend. So he's he runs good. Him and his brother's name is Jeff Gordon, which is awesome. He gets to ride. He gets to race Jeff Gordon every weekend. But they're both very talented drivers. His brother Jeff drove his way into the King of the Mountain event last year, racing a Cobalt. He calls it the Cone Bolt. And yeah, Tim says eating donuts and doing donuts.
Hey, it's close enough motor to the Malibu. I might have got you beat there.
The Cobalt.
Yeah. Cobalt's 2.2. I got 2.4.
You know, it's a very well prepped Cobalt. We'll put it that way. It's impressive. But Tim and his brother, they went and ran an SCCA event, and they pretty much cleaned house in the cam class. In his 5th gen, they set a pace on the field about 2.3 seconds this weekend. So Tim's a very accomplished driver, and we're excited to have him come down and run Camaro Fest with us and run the local autocross here for Clarksville Autocross too. So it's going to be an awesome deal. So we're excited for it. And again, thank you guys so much for coming on here. It's been really great to be able to talk with you guys and just kind of share your guys' walk with motorsports and your background and everything. So thank you again.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. Well, to everybody out in the interwebs land watching and tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Brian, always a pleasure, my friend. And you guys have a great night.
You too.